You good? You ready?
Yeah, 100%.
You want to try the paloma?
No, fuck no. I already know how I'm feeling right now.
Oh, you feeling good?
Oh, like a motherfucker. I had one of them, so I know with them, with two.
Yeah.
Bro,
what is it, kombucha?
Bro,
I didn't even know there's alcohol in it.
Bro, hard kombucha. So they got regular kombucha.
Oh, yeah.
But
like the health shit, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it got health benefits, so it says, you know, but.
Not the alcohol part.
Yeah.
Yeah, you looking for me, you can find me at the spot. Chopping it up with Jonah, we talking about what's hot on the block. Up in Dago, man, we bumping. Keeping it confidential, you notice how we coming, we in front. Looking for that real, better tune in and stick by. Put on for the city every time that I dip by. Get into that gritty every time that we sit down. Promise you it's real every time that I get round.
Welcome back, Barbershop Confidential, the podcast. Your boy Jonah. You already know him today. I'm going to call you by your nickname, bro. Poncho's in the house. What's up, Poncho?
What's going on, man? How you doing, man? I appreciate you having me on.
Good, man. No, thank you. Shout out to West Coast Radio for low-key, you know, bringing all the podcasters together and shit.
No lie.
Shout out to everybody.
You know who he is.
Why is your nickname Poncho?
Honestly, that would even go way back to 7th grade. No lie. I grew up in South Bay. And I mean, if people who I don't know who grew up in South Bay watching this or whatever, but like it's a Wintergreen Apartments. It's like right by Southwest Middle School, like across the way from there.
Okay.
Yes, it's mad close. So that's where I like basically grew up from. Like, let's go like 13 to 15, 14, 16, whatever, something like that.
So you was around La Raza.
Oh man,
yeah.
That was like I was with them heavy. Like for real, I would not know as far as no gang. I never had no problems though. Like nobody tried to jump me. Like it was never that type of nothing. Like on no sides and nothing. So like it was never that. So even once, I mean, I watched the to get back to that. Like I watched this Pancho Villa movie, and I don't even remember this shit. I just thought the name was tight. I was like, damn, that's a pretty dope ass name. Yeah, I was like, I like that shit. I'm like, okay, cool. Next day I went to school and I was just telling my homie, hey, just call me Pancho.
So it was your own given nickname.
That was it. And after that, after I told people that, it just stuck. And to this day, like people still call me that. Like still to this day. So it's like I even tried to go away from like, oh bro, I don't even go by that. But it was like it just stuck. So I'm like, just take it. Take it.
I grew up with this dude, he's a light-skinned black dude. Mm. And he like would ask me how to tell like Spanish words and shit to like Mexican girls. Yeah. And then he's like, I'll just tell him I'm Puerto Rican since I'm light skinned. I could pull it off.
See, he didn't have to do that though.
Right? Well, no, back then maybe.
Not at all.
No?
Nah. Well, I mean, what's back then? I'm 31.
Yeah, he's a little bit older than you.
Well, I guess maybe. Well, I guess that's different. Yeah, because I'm 31. I mean, back then I didn't even have to do.
I think now more mixing is more common.
Hella.
Like more, it's more open. Like if a Mexican girl now be like, oh, I like black dudes, you'd be like, all right, that makes sense.
Right, but then
there was a time when it was
grandpa
like,
probably not feeling that still. Their grandpa or their grandma like way from back. They like, hey, you know how I feel. Yeah, hey, calm down. Hey, you know how I feel about that. Yeah. But like you said, nowadays it's obviously.
Yeah, now it's like whatever. Like, it never bothered me. But I could see why it would bother, like, you know what I mean? It was just like, whatever. So I don't even like them. Why do I care?
Right. And if that's like, honestly, like you said, I could see how it bothered somebody else because if that's how they grew up all the time back then, that was what it was. Yeah. And now, obviously, we grew up different. So.
We know this chick, her dad was like this old school cholo. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
I knew some cholos.
He had like the old school, he was like old school cholo, lowrider type of dude and shit. And his daughter, Mexican girl. And, she ended up getting like knocked up by their neighbors who was like this black dude. And we were just like, we know he's hot. Like
he was upset.
He might love that kid, right? But in the beginning, he was probably like, motherfucker.
You motherfucker.
My neighbor too?
He gave him a sign like, you motherfucker, you.
Fucking saying all the words.
He was saying everything. He was like, you pinche mayateo. You motherfucker. But I love you. You my little nigga. Yeah. You my little nigga. He only says
I can say with him. I can say with him. It's cool.
He's like, my grandson's black, bro.
He said it's cool.
He ain't even speaking, but he said it's cool.
He said I could do it. Like, chill out. Yeah. So you said, I'm pretty much black.
Right. All of a sudden now. Yeah. So you said like she ended up getting pregnant by a black dude.
Yeah.
Having a baby with her and everything. But then he had to now and just be like, okay.
I mean, but it was funny because when we met him, he was just like, yeah, you know, that old school cholo mentality, like, oh, fucking negros next door. And it was just like,
Now shit.
No, you got
your family.
That's your family.
This your family. Y'all about to be going to like
that's your son-in-law now and shit.
Yeah, y'all about to be celebrating Christmas together and shit.
I thought that was funny. But yeah, like mixing these days is like whatever and shit.
Man, I remember I think I was maybe 15 or 16. We was like youngsters. Like it was like me and maybe like maybe me or two of my homies. We was riding the trolley going home. But for something happened, we had to get off. We was riding the blue line, the trolley, and we had to going back down to San Isidro. For some reason, I think we was going to a party or something, riding the trolley and shit. And we had to get off at Palm Avenue. And when we got off that shit, all of a sudden, like maybe like 4 cholos walked up, right? This dude walked up. He had, now that I think about it, he said it was a shotgun, but I think it was a bat. He was like, hey, if you move, I'll fucking blow your ass away. I'm like, I don't want to test it.
Right.
I don't want to test it. Yeah, I'm a youngster right there. I'm like, yeah, just in case, and it ain't worth it. He's like, hey, give me that chain. I'm like, oh, that's all you want?
You got robbed?
Bro, that motherfucking chain was mad fake. These motherfuckers ain't fake. So
no, they fake. They fake.
I would be mad about these ones a little bit, but at the end of the day, I mean, it ain't worth my life, no way. But back in the day, I had a hella fake ass little silver chain. He was like, give me your chain. I'm like, shit, that ain't shit. My money in my sock. So you didn't get that. And that's why I had a lot of money in my sock. I was like, oh, bro, I'm glad you didn't look for the money. Take these fake ass chains. Yeah. I remember that experience with a cave like some cholos and shit back in the day. That was
you were solo?
No, it was like me and 2 homies.
They all got robbed?
Bro, everybody, but ain't nobody have shit. I was the only one who had the fucking chain, so they only got me for my shit. So it was like, ain't nobody had nothing else but. You know, it was what it was. I was like, he was like, hey, he said, if you move, I'll blow you away. I'm like, if he said it, I guess it is what it is.
It's one of those times you don't want to doubt somebody.
And I'm young. I'm like, bro, take it, bro. I will live to get another fake chain.
Damn, I've never been robbed. Don't rob me. But I've had shit stolen, like my stereos and shit, like from the cars.
See, ain't nothing like that.
Nothing like in person and shit. And you know, I used to go to Mexico City a lot. Mm-hmm. Mexico City's known for like pickpockets or stick ups. And I've always told my cousins, like, thankfully, knock on wood, but I've never been robbed. And all my cousins been robbed who live there. And one of my cousins like, yeah, because you look like you be robbing. And I was like, oh, maybe, all right.
Bro, I can think of one time in TJ, me and my homie, and this is me going to TJ, like this is me and just black people. It was like me and maybe 3 other black homies. We used to go to TJ like tough. Like we used to heavy go to TJ. Like back in the day when we was youngsters.
Coco Bongo or what?
Bro, we went to all that. We went to Coco Bongo, you know, Porky's.
Oh, Porky's.
You know, we went to, we used to, back in the day, we used to call it like the preppy Mexicans, we used to call them socials.
Yeah.
So back in the day, they used to go to a club like where you used to go like it was a bunch of like preppy like females and shit.
Yeah.
I forgot. I wish I knew the name of that club.
Club.
Hella. There you go. So we used to go to that shit right there, right? We went to that probably 3 times, but the last time we went there, we was like, okay, we probably can't come here no more. Because we went there, and every time we went there, we was getting girls. Oh. And they was not liking that shit.
Yeah.
And we danced to the music and shit. So, it was, you know, you looking like you know what you're doing. And we didn't even know what we doing. We just knew how to move our feet to the music and shit. So they looking at you like, oh, damn. And you causing attention. The last time we did that shit, and we was still young at this time. Like some dudes came up and they was like, I don't know what he said, but he put out some shit. I'm like, okay.
Got it.
Yep. We left right there. We was like, yeah. We're going to go to Coco Bongo.
Bro, you belong.
And after that, we was like, okay, we probably not going to come to this one no more. We can still enjoy ourselves with TJ, but we probably not coming back here no more.
Yeah, they be getting their feelings. Yeah, you just got to learn some like Dominican Spanish words. You can pull off Dominican.
Bro.
Oye, que lo que, and they be like,
I could do the Spanish.
Maybe.
I knew Spanish songs just like, bro, I used to sing this song like El Dueño de Ti.
Oh, okay.
Bro, I knew that whole joint. Like I could sing that whole thing. Like, so I always understood Spanish. I wasn't the best at speaking it. So they'd tell me stuff. I'm like, okay, I know what he's talking about, but I can't tell him nothing back. It was like that type of
I
shit.
know I gotta leave.
Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, yo, I'm telling you what he said. Yo, we gotta get up out of here.
Yeah, so those kind of clubs, they attract like the little narquillos. And
shit. I remember they used to call them. Yeah, that's funny as hell. You should say that. They make me even think of like back in the day, like them type of terms.
Yeah. So those are the ones with the fucking with the fucking specific shoes and the hats.
Exactly.
And they got the look, you know.
Yeah,
they got the look.
100%.
Coco Bongo was the shit though,
bro. They used to be wild in there, bro. Yeah. They was. And they fighting in there and they don't even give a fuck. They're like, they're going to let it ride or they're going to kick them out. And then I'm fighting outside. I'm like, But you know, it's funny. Like in TJ, I never got in like nothing. Like never.
Damn.
I had homies who got in mad fights.
Yeah.
I ain't never nothing TJ.
I got jumped in TJ.
Nothing. Okay. We did get robbed in TJ.
You got robbed
by the police though.
Oh yeah. That's
okay.
That's not robbery. That's like donating
you gotta pay your way.
you gotta donate to the city.
Yeah. They was like, well, how much y'all got? I was like, well, I knew I had it. I was like, well, I got $40. And he was like, we'll take that. Boom. Take the $40.
Like immediately?
Yeah.
Oh, because normally they'll try to get more.
Well, he took that and I was like, oh, well, we straight. And they took the money and I'm like, well, I have more of my other. Like, so, I mean, we straight. I gave him $40 and I never experienced that until like that time. And that was like something normal. And we still went out for the night.
Yeah.
So that was in the beginning of the night.
You know, you got to take into account that towards your nightly budget.
Yeah. You got to
hold on. We need the greasing money.
Yeah. And we usually don't drive out there, but we had some people who was with us and she was willing to drive out there. The homie had her like, she was willing. I'm like, oh, I ain't never driving ever. So we used to always take taxis. Yeah. But the homies who he had with him, like they was willing to drive that shit out there. I'm like, oh, well.
I remember I went with some white girl from Oklahoma.
She was willing to drive.
Here for the summer and she's like, I'll drive it. I was like, shh, go for it. Let's go.
You ain't even warm her. You didn't even warn her. You was like, hey, let's go.
Say less.
You driving? That means no taxi money. We good. And then parking be crazy out there.
Oh yeah, the structures and shit.
Yeah, and it'd be like you have to park on like some off the out of nowhere type shit. Like you don't even know if it is parking. I mean,
you just gotta follow the guys that go like exactly. You're like, I guess it wasn't my car, right? And it was crazy. She got hit at the line, and she's like, "What are we gonna do?" I was like, "What can you do?" Like that happened. You just gotta accept it and move on with life and shit.
And then like that. And how much? And she white, so probably asked for a lot more money.
No, nothing happened. Like the dude took off.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, he just took off. She's like, she looked at me and I was like, I didn't hit you.
Oh, she got hit like, they hit her car.
They hit her car. Yeah.
I thought you meant she like hit like the police was like, yo, I need you to pay that toll.
No. Some other car hit her at getting close to the line.
Damn.
And
y'all still drove in there?
Yeah.
She crazy. She didn't call no insurance or nothing.
She looked at me and I was like, fuck.
Was she drunk?
Nah, or maybe. I don't remember. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, TJ, back them must. When the last time you been in TJ?
I went to Alebrije actually.
When?
A few years ago. Nah, this was a while ago. Like,
I'm like, what the hell? When?
7 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So the time I got jumped, there used to be a club called Mysteries.
Oh, I remember.
Mysteries
that was not the spot.
That was like the hood spot.
Yeah, that was the hood spot.
And I got jumped.
Animal.
Yeah, that
all
was the Cholo spot.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I remember them spot because that was Animal was down the street from Coco Bongo. If you keep on walking, and Animal was still gonna be open.
Yeah,
ain't gonna probably be that many people in there, but it was gonna be open.
So I got jumped, and they dislocated my foot.
Damn it, jumped you like that?
My foot was facing the other way and shit.
What was they doing? How many people jumped you?
I think I got somebody hit me from the side or from behind because they put me out. All I remember is waking up.
You was knocked out?
Yeah, I had somebody in the headlock when I came to, and like people were hitting me in the head. It didn't hurt, but you could feel like the hitting. And my roommate was in the mix with me, and then they separated us and shit. They tried to get me up, and I looked down, and my foot was facing the other way, and I was like, nope. I ain't going nowhere.
Damn.
It was a mission to get me out, but ever since then I was like, I'll never go back to party. I'll never go back. Like I didn't want to go that night. And my boys convinced me to go. So.
And then that shit happened. It was like, bro, I did not want. And then that really told me, like, I'm not coming back.
And they were on the other side of the club. And they told me the next day, like, yeah, we saw like a fight. We didn't know that was you. And I was like, yeah, thanks. Like,
God. So the homie saw, like, damn, he getting his ass whooped over there. God.
You see, he got
damn, you see him over there? God.
I'm like, yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
That was
like,
me.
Yo, you see my foot? That was me.
Yeah, they were like, oh.
That's crazy, though.
Yo, my bad, fam. And I was like, well, I mean, shit, it is what it is.
I play sports and I never, God bless, broke a bone.
Oh.
I haven't even been stung by a bee.
Shut up.
No lie. And that's funny to say, like, but I always be saying, like, I haven't even
walk down the stairs right now, snap your ankle.
That's why like, and a bee stings on my neck at night time and shit. Like, what the hell was the chances?
Yeah. I dislocated my knee playing football at Thanksgiving. You ever do like those pickup games?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was ready to go home. I was like, last play. My cousin was like,
and it was on the last play.
On the last play, my knee popped out. I had to get an ambulance come pick me up. And it was a mess, dude. Yeah.
Man, I remember pickup football games. That shit was fun. I remember 2-hand touch in the street.
Oh, yeah, 2-hand touch?
Yeah, right there in the street, you doing 2-hand touch. And the cars come by and you got to step to the side and shit.
Yeah,
yeah, I remember.
That's the good days, man.
Bro, that's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Like even because people that don't happen. Like people don't do that shit no more. Like that's not.
Our parents are too like. You better be in before the sun comes down and shit. I
remember when I was growing up, like there was a driver on the street and everybody knew just to get on the ground. Like, I mean, no lie. Like this is off Logan. I mean, back in the day, like off 39th and Logan Avenue, like over there, like something like that. So it's like there was a drive-by over, and I mean, this happened probably twice. It was like a drive-by and I was under the car and my cousin was under the car and she was eating Oreos.
Like it's normal.
That's the crazy part. Yeah. And then after that, everybody just got up and we just went to the house and came back probably out a little later. Yeah. The police didn't even come by though.
For what?
Right. That's crazy. Yeah. The police didn't even come by, but
police don't care about minorities.
Oh no, it wasn't. Yeah, they wasn't gonna come by.
Like, we'll be back in the morning with the bag.
Yeah. You said with a bag.
With the bag to clean y'all up and shit.
Where you grew up at?
National City.
Have you ever like, what was the craziest? Did you ever witness anybody, like, you ever witness a murder or anything like that? You seen somebody
I
get
didn't
shot?
see the murder, but I saw the guy running away from, so where I grew up, we had armed security. Mm-hmm. That's how they got down. We had armed security. Yeah. I remember it was New Year's Eve and we were leaving to go to a party or whatever, my family. I was coming down the steps and I heard the pop pop and I kind of like paused, you freeze because where I was, I didn't see nothing. So I was like, all right, at least it's not here.
Right. It ain't my vicinity.
Yeah. And then I see this dude book it like right in front of me and he like looks at me and we kind of like make eye contact as he's like running by. And then the armed security just like a few steps behind him. And they're like, where'd he go? And I was like, who?
I ain't even see him.
Who?
I ain't even see him. I don't know what you're talking about.
He said, who? He had already cleared and they're like, where'd he go? And I was like, I just right now just came out. I go back inside and they like just took off running. And I was like, that was crazy. Yeah. And then I seen a gang. There was a blood gang. Mm-hmm. They were shooting dice and I went to go throw out the trash late at night. And I remember walking by and then like a bunch of cops came up on them. Whoop, 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 kind of like a plan thing. Yeah. And then they fucking spread out. And I'm just standing there with the trash and I was like, what just happened? Right, they looked at me like, nah, he ain't.
It's not me. Like, I'm just throwing away the trash.
Yeah, but that, like, I never saw any, besides people getting jumped or some shit like that.
I seen somebody, like a murder one time.
Yeah?
Yeah, I seen somebody get stabbed. Like,
oh, fuck.
And he got stabbed like hella times.
Oh, hella
no
times.
Lie. No.
Like, you knew he was dead.
Oh, he turned blue.
Oh, fuck.
It was like that. Like, there was no coming back. It was like the dude stabbed him like hella times. Like hella. And this was me at like...
Allegedly, right?
Allegedly.
Don't come knocking on his door like about that murder you witnessed.
Bro, it was like... And I was like a youngster way, way back when. And the news was there and everything. But like, that was... And other than that, that was of its own time.
Damn.
But that was like way, way...
Did you walk up to him and be like, damn?
Nah, we stayed... It was actually... My mom was with me.
Oh, shit.
We was actually walking up the street back to the house. And we saw it like right there, right when it came out. It was like in these apartments, and they came out, and it happened.
I think I see more shit on the internet now these days.
Oh hell yeah!
Ever did in person?
And then think about it. Like even back then, internet was not what it was. Like you wasn't even on your phone like to be like looking up stuff like that. Like that's crazy. Don't even think about that because back then you wasn't on your phone to be looking up.
You was
stuff
actually living life and shit.
Yeah, you was actually having a good time and outside.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I never saw some crazy shit. Just people get jumped. I saw a lot of. I remember this one dude. There was like these Filipino Crips. It's kind of crazy what you see, and you're just kind of like, what's going on? Yeah. Anyway, we were playing basketball on this. He was by himself, and he's walking through the basketball court. I remember because we all stopped to look at him like, what are you doing, bro? Right. Like there's like, the blood's hanging out right there, and I was like, this might get ugly for him. Right. They didn't do nothing to him. And he walked right by and I was like, yo, how come they ain't doing nothing? He's like, he ain't bothering them. Mm. He's like, he's not banging on them or anything. He's just getting to his destination. And I was like, I guess. I thought y'all were tougher. I felt disrespected.
You thought y'all was tougher. Like, y'all ain't gonna do nothing?
Y'all let him call you a bitch?
He started stirring shit. Yeah, he called you a bitch though. You remember he called you a bitch though.
Did you ever meet like one crazy ass dude? There's always that one growing up that's crazy. You just know he's like, oh yeah, he's gonna do something stupid one day.
Oh man, like you got homies that even did stuff like that. Like, I probably shouldn't speak. You got some homies. Yeah, you got some homies that probably even done stuff that you thought back in the day, like, oh man, he might be the one. Like you had homies who was like knuckleheads, like I mean, I know me growing up, I used to fight a lot, but then I got to like, goddamn, you getting kicked out of a lot of schools. Like, you're going to have to, bro, this is not going to be the
running
move.
out of schools to go
right, it's going to
to.
be like the next move is they ain't going to have school for you over here. Like, they going to be thinking something else for you. So I'm like, okay, probably snap out of the fight and shit. And you fighting over stupid shit anyway. So snap out of that, but had homies that didn't snap out of that. And it's like, then they ended up just progressing to other stuff and then ended up in jail. And luckily, I've never been to prison, so I mean,
you've been to county though, huh?
yeah, you know,
a little overnighter.
Yeah, I had a lot. I think it was
Brian Spillner.
yeah, it was for I had a DUI this one time.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, it was that, and then I think I stayed there for 2 or 3 days. Cause
was this before Uber or after?
Shit, after.
Did you feel dumb?
Not the only reason I felt dumb is because I was sleeping at the homie's house. And it was all right. So it was one of these nights. It was like we went out and it was a grip of us out. It was like a bunch of my homies from my coworkers. Like we was tight and we all went out and everybody went back to the homie's house and everybody was sleeping there. I'm like, I woke up at like 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, yo, it smell like feet like a motherfucker here, bro. It's hot. It's stanky. I'm like, bro, I got to get the fuck up out of here. And I'm like, that's the only part I regret. Cause I'm like, if I would have stayed, I would have never got that. Yeah. But so that was the only part. I'm like, yo, it's fucking stanky. It's fucking too many.
You got a DUI,
bro.
Over some stanky.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, it's too many. It's too many. And I'm like, I'm used to my own space, so I'm like, it's too many people around me. I'm like, I need it's all these dudes where I'm like, bro, I got to get up out of here. And everybody drunk and sleep and shit. So I'm just like, I get up and I'm like, okay, I got to get out of here. Driving there, and then the worst part, I ain't even crashed because I was drunk. I've crashed because I was sleeping.
Oh shit!
Hella, I fell asleep. And hit a fucking semi. The semi, bro. My car was stuck underneath? A semi, bro. And nothing. I didn't even have a scratch.
That's God right there.
I didn't even have a scratch.
I did.
My car was right. It was like basically so the semi. Imagine the back of a semi hit the shit, and the semi is driving across, dragging my car.
Oh, it was moving.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So I'm going fast. I mean, we're on the freeway.
Oh, on the freeway. All right.
It's on the freeway, and I fell asleep, and I'm. Not even an exit. I'm half an exit away from I could see the exit as I wake up. I'm like, oh shit, that's the exit right there. That's literally the exit right here. But I'm under. My car is literally under a goddamn semi that dragged me across the street. So I woke up and I was like, after when that shit happened, and I woke up, I'm looking around, I'm like, this shit is crazy. Then I'm like, okay, you just got in an accident. First thing was, okay, damn, you had some weed right here. You gotta throw that shit. Get that shit out of here, bro. Get that out of here. I'm like, cause you don't want to get hit for the weed and alcohol. Yeah. It's like, okay, get that shit out of here. So boom, did that. Then the police, they pulled up, and my cousin told me she seen me on the news. I was like, that's crazy. I had no idea. Like, you actually see me. She's like, yeah, I see you on the news. That's how I knew you was in jail. Cause they was like,
that's how we told your mom.
Yeah, that's what it was. He was like, I told your mom because I seen you on the news. I was like, oh damn, that's crazy. And that's what happened with that. But after that, I mean, I never got that before. I mean, another DUI after that.
Damn.
But that shit, I didn't have a scratch. Like nothing. Like nothing. Like not even a scratch.
How much I end up running you? Because I always hear like it's mad expensive to get a DUI.
Oh, hell. Well, I mean.
Plus your insurance, right? Because you hit that other car.
They didn't have no damage. Because the back of the semi was just a steel plate.
Yeah,
it was just that drop part. So ain't nothing happened to that shit. Like all my car was fucked up. It was totaled. nothing was wrong with their car. It was like, so there was no issue there as far as insurance and shit like that goes. It just messed you up because you gotta take classes and all that bullshit. Then your record just look fucked up. When if you try to get some driving jobs or some shit,
you're like, nah.
Yeah. And if they do hire you for the shit, it's because they actually did some extra research and see that you took the class and you did this. But if they see it off top, they probably not gonna fuck with you.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I work from my, I drive all day. Mm-hmm. So some people like that thing, they're like, oh, you want to get a drink? And it's like, I still work the next day.
Yeah.
Like I still got to get, you know what I mean? Like I got to go home.
Yeah.
So that's why we were like, you drink? I was like, nah, not really. Cause just, I ain't trying to fuck up my livelihood.
Yeah. Cause
the DUI be like, yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, if you driving and if you think like you kind of trying to continue to drive for money, then yeah.
For the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, like, definitely. Yeah. Cause if that like, when you get that DUI on that record, that shit just look. Especially if everybody gonna do it, they're gonna look up your record if you're trying to get a driving job. They're like, okay, let me see what the fuck you do.
Don't it come off like after 7 years or some shit like that?
That's what they said.
You're all like, not yet.
I'm not gonna lie, that's what they said, but I had an encounter with a job, and it was like first this job they told me like no, because of my record. Then the second job they told me my record, but then they said that but I actually looked into it and I seen that this was clear. That shit is weird. Then that means they actually got to do some extra digging if they want to hire you. I'm like,
oh, they fuck with you, yeah.
Damn. So then that's how I knew. They either gonna take the extra mile to go like, well, okay, well let me actually look. This looks like this or this, or they're gonna be like, oh, I see that. Fuck that one. On to
maybe on the vibe and shit. They look at you like.
But nowadays you ain't gonna get the vibe first because it's like you applying online.
Oh, yeah.
So they gotta first take you off of that, and then it's like they ain't fucking with you just off paper. It's a wrap.
They look at the name. They're like Poncho.
Yeah. Nah, they see my name. They like, oh, Michael Smith. They're like, oh, they don't even know who the fuck that is. So,
like, that sounds like
damn. Yeah, that sounds like a Jane Doe.
They turn on the Zoom camera. They're like,
oh, damn. Can you turn your camera on?
My shit. I mean, my stuff. Yo, one time I had an interview and I really wanted this job, right? This was like right after.
I'm fucking excited for this job.
Bro, I was hyped because it was like flying drones. And I was like, I know how to fly drones. Like,
so this hit new?
It was kind of new. Yeah, it was like right after. So like when COVID hit, I lost my job.
Everybody got a motherfucking COVID story. That shit is crazy. Like, I swear, COVID. They gonna have a documentary on COVID. Like,
oh, for sure.
When shit like probably 5 years down the road or something, they gonna have a documentary.
Like 10 or something. They're gonna be like,
something.
Yeah.
And they're gonna tell you how they fucked up on the vaccine and now this happened to
that
you.
whole shit. Yeah.
Something.
Which is crazy. I'll get there right now. But so this was like right when COVID was like people starting to hire again. I was like, I'm gonna apply for this job. I really wanted it too. And so then we do the Zoom and he pops up and he's like, all right, man. So what do you think about a company? And I was like, yeah, I fuck with I didn't say that, but I was like, no, I like it.
I was about to say, damn, you really said I fuck with it?
Like I have experience in photography, drone. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Real quick, what's the name of our company?
Oh, he hit you with that.
Oh, I see.
That mean he's used to people not knowing that.
Yeah, like it wasn't the name of the company. It was like something that I should have looked up. And I was trying to stall and I was like, yeah. So I looked at right there, like he still continued the interview and it went cool actually. But
that was it.
Yeah. They sent me the email like, no, thank you. And I was like, fuck. I regretted not doing my research.
And it was probably really based off of that you didn't know the name.
Yeah. Because the rest of it was super. I was telling him about what I did and shit. He's like, oh, that's perfect. Aligns perfect with that. I think at that point he was like, now I'm gonna fuck with you.
Yeah, I'm like, well, you should have just been like, okay, well, it was good. Having you don't have me go through the whole interview and you already know off top like, he didn't know the name.
Like, I'm not hiring this guy.
Don't have me go through that shit then.
So I went to my mom was at the hospital and she thought she had vertigo. You know what that is?
Ain't that when you're balanced?
Yeah. So I had that.
You had that?
Yeah, I had it one night. We were coming home.
Wait, so you could get over that?
Yeah. It's like they're like episodes.
Okay.
What is like a liquid in your ear that shifts and like fucks you up.
Equilibrium.
Yeah. So we were coming home from work and I was like feeling dizzy. I was like, yo, what's that? So I sat down and out of nowhere, it's like if you sat on a spinning chair and somebody started spinning you. The room was just like going wild. I was like, oh, I'm dying. I told my girl, I was like, sell my shoes, babe. I'm out.
Shut the hell up. She said, sell my shoes.
Yeah, because I was like, sell them, pay for the funeral. Like, I really thought I was dying. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Call the ambulance because anyways, so that happened and I was with my mom and she's like, I was telling the nurse, I was like, she thinks she got vertigo because I had it. She's like, did you get the vaccine? And I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, we've noticed that's a side effect. A lot of people who've got the vaccines are getting these episodes of vertigo. I was like, what? These motherfuckers.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
And I never heard that. Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, I didn't get it.
Oh, you straight then.
Yeah, I was able to hold that shit off. Like, even in my job, it was like they was mandating the shit. It was like they was mandating it, but
not.
But like kind of under the radar, kind of like not, or maybe like I fell in between the cracks or something because I was like, through the whole time I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it. Yeah. But I was just holding off as long as possible, and then COVID kind of wore off, and then it was like, oh well, he been straight, And I was even around people who had COVID before, and I didn't have it.
You never got it?
Never. No, and I was around, my lady had COVID, and we in the same house still with them, and she had COVID, and
nothing.
I didn't get it. And my daughter didn't even get it. My daughter, she was at the time 1, and she didn't even get it. I didn't get it, and my daughter didn't get it, but my lady had it. And we all, and I mean, I'm wiping shit down, with the Clorox wipes and all that shit, but I didn't even get it.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I was like, I can't even tell you the experience of COVID because I didn't get it.
I mean, it was varied, right? Some people got it bad. Yeah. Some people. I got it. We got it actually. Yeah, my homie gave it to us. My compadre gave it to us.
See, and how you know it's him though?
Because we went out for his birthday, and this is the crazy part. After the dinner, it was not like we were sitting close to each other at dinner, but he was like, "What y'all about to do?" I was like, "Oh, we about to go home." He's like, "What's up? Let's keep drinking. Come through the crib." So we were sitting at my table up close, playing cards, drinking and shit. 2 days later, I was like, "Yo, I gotta go over," and I was like, fuck.
You were just here.
And I was like, well, I tested negative. The next day I started getting like a headache. And I was like, let me get one more test. Boom, positive. Then the next day she tested positive. But we had like just like it was like a cold. Nothing crazy.
See, but that's the part, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like it was like a regular cold type of shit for a lot
for
of
us,
people. Right.
Yeah.
But they say I guess it was more crazy when people, if you got underlying conditions or some shit. Like if you got breathing problems or asthma and other shit like that.
I didn't know her, but I knew this a girl I know, her friend died, then her husband died, and then her dad died.
All from COVID?
From the same one, bro. Like the girl died, then her husband died, and then the dad died.
God.
So, bro, they left like 3 kids. Not that I'm laughing, but it's like, yo, that's nuts, bro.
That's hella, like you said, bam, bam, bam. And this is all from COVID.
One family took a hit. You know what I'm saying?
See, but to me, in my mind, I'm like, COVID was another form of the flu.
Yeah.
Like how they have so many different flus all the time. It was like, that was just another form of the flu. Like how, what was that called? What was that called? Like, what was that goddamn flu called? With
the Spanish flu?
Nah, the other one. It was after that.
After the Spanish flu?
Nah, did it start with O?
With the O?
Did it start with O?
I don't know. Oh, you mean COVID?
Nah, it was before that one.
Damn, I don't know.
And they said it started from Africa and shit.
Oh, of course they're gonna blame.
Yeah, it was some. I forgot. God, they gonna kill me for that one. But I remember, and then that one came and went. That's how quick I forgot about the shit.
The swine flu? Nah.
Was it swine flu?
Swine flu was one of those serious ones.
I think that was it.
Yeah.
I think it was swine flu because they were saying from the pigs and some shit like that. Yeah, but that shit came and went like out the blue. Like it came. It was supposed to be so crazy, and then that shit went away.
I just thought. Probably they're gonna be like, you an idiot, but I just thought like Earth is like kind of like cleaning up a little bit.
So you saying like more diseases coming out because
like, well, this one ended up being like man-made, but you know what I'm saying? Like the Earth is just gonna be like, yeah, that's too many y'all.
It's gonna keep regenerating itself.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, yo, it's like y'all bugging.
Okay, we gotta wipe y'all off somehow to start over because y'all tripping.
Y'all fucking up shit.
We need to start this over now.
Yeah, like we gotta make room because y'all.
Where you even feel like the it started going south, like you saying like y'all tripping.
I just it's like like you said like there's like the what is it, the flu, the Spanish fly. The Spanish flu.
You talking about wrestlers and shit?
The Spanish flu, the swine flu. You know, like all these that are like wiping grip of people at a time. And it's like the Earth is just kind of like, it does like this natural cleanse. You know what I'm saying? And then I felt like it's just the Earth, like, and we don't know who's going to be the one that, you know,
to be gone.
But it's just like, I think sometimes the Earth just needs to like clean house.
Like you said, and then it's going to regenerate itself. And now it's, because people die and people are born every day.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
In a way, like you're saying.
It was a crazy time, though.
Definitely. Yeah. I feel everybody got a COVID story, but I mean, mine, I honestly didn't have a COVID story. Like, my shit was straight.
Your girl get it hard or not?
I took care of her like it was like nothing.
Like I'm she want to be baby, though, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you know, like they always do, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I had no problem. It was more so just getting tea and fucking making sure to cleaning up after shit, because it's the coughing and all the extra shit. Just make sure you clean up after.
You didn't lock her in the room. It's like, don't come out.
She was in the room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I brought everything in there and shit, but nah, she was in the room. But I mean, once she started getting a little better, it's like, okay, you know, you could come out now. You know,
back to work.
Yeah, you know, you got a fucking lock on her leg. It's like, make sure you're not coming out because we're not trying to get that. But nah, she came out. It was straight. Everything out was straight after that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now this like, bro, that's 3 years ago.
And that's how fast I was thinking, like how fast time even go by. That was 3 years ago. It's like, God damn.
But if you say like, oh, before COVID, you're thinking like just like not that long ago. But but that was 4 years ago. Like when 2019 was 4 years ago and shit.
And that seemed like that's a whole, like you went through high school from that 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
It's like we skipped like this big ass 4 years of life. I was just like, nah, just before COVID, I was in Texas.
Yeah.
You're like, bro, that was lockdown. 2019. I was like,
and that was really like a lockdown.
Yeah. That shit's fucking wild, bro. Hey, so what's up with your podcast, man? How'd you get into that? So a man here has a podcast.
Oh yeah,
the Bigg Umbrella 2 G's. Put some respect on his fucking name. All right, none of this 1 G shit. The Bigg Umbrella.
I still have seen like people like, because you know you got the analytics and shit. You could see like what people search and shit. I still seen somebody search with 1 G and so, but it's whatever.
Yeah, I watch it. You know, in the beginning, you're like, the Bigg Umbrella with 2, and I'll be like 2 G's.
Yeah. And it's funny, like I did that shit because.
Is there another one?
No, I just did it because I know if people looked it up. When I first thought about the name, when you first look it up, it was something like had to do with like a children's book or some shit.
Oh, okay.
And it was all, and it always looked up that when I went to YouTube and I put that in, it was like it always went to that. So I was like, I still want the name though. Then I was like, okay, I gotta change it. I just did. Okay, well shit, just do Bigg with 2 G's. And I said that it wasn't even during a podcast. I think I just said it when I was with my homie who put like production behind my shit. I was with him and I said like, it's Bigg with 2 G's. And then I was like, oh, that shit sound kind of straight. And I think I did it one time during one, and I was like, oh, that's it. And then after that, I kept it like that. I'm gonna do the intro to that every time, so that kind of just sticks. So you know it's Bigg, the Bigg Umbrella Podcast with 2 G's.
2 G's.
Yeah. I'm gonna repeat that. That's Bigg with 2 G's. So I keep it like I do that shit, but. Honestly, what even got me into podcasting, I'm into acting. Like I like that shit before.
Acting?
Oh, hella.
No shit.
Nah, real shit. So I like that shit.
Thespian.
I don't even know what the fuck. I was like damn, that sound like some like.
It's like what they call themselves, thespian.
Oh, okay. I'm like that sound like some LGBTQ. I was like, oh, hey, you know, hey. I was like, hey, I don't know what that means,
but that's what the part wants. Multi-talented Michael, aka Poncho.
He said what? But no, hella, like I got into it like first because I like acting. Like that shit is fun. Like I like doing type of shit like that. So I was really going up to LA, going for parts and shit like that.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, I was like I had a couple commercials and like a Google Play commercial. I had like a Jeep commercial.
What?
And I don't even like it was nothing like I was actually like
I'm gonna get his headshot right here.
I was like starring in this shit, but it was like nothing crazy. But it was like I had a couple commercials and like a couple of background scenes. I was in what was that shit called? What was that goddamn show? It was called
like Extra?
Yeah. It was with Issa Rae.
Oh damn, bro. They gonna kill you because you're black.
That's what I'm saying. And I really watched the show and shit when I was really watching it.
What's the name of that? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Bro.
So I was in that and I played a security guard in that and she actually was walking down the stairs and she was like, God damn, all the niggas is fine up in here. And she's like looking at the security guard. And I'm a security guard and like I like supposed to like have smiled.
Was that part of the show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was a clip on there. And I was supposed to have smiled at it and like she was like, oh, like damn, she said even a security guard looked good over here, some shit like that. And then she kept on walking. And that was like my little ass scene right there for
hey,
that.
Shit.
Yeah, so it was that. You know, and then I was on I was on America's Next Top Model.
Yo,
yeah, it was like
got a whole ass celebrity.
It was like no, I had a role. I had a scene in there like I was one of. So it was for the women, but I was a model with the women.
Okay.
So like I had to like. I was like in all this fucking gold. They painted my whole body in fucking gold and shit.
I'm gonna go look up every clip, bro.
It's on my regular page. Yeah, but like I'm like my whole body is like painted in gold and shit. I'm wearing some drawers and shit. And I'm like it's fucking all gold and shit, right? And I was like for like this model shit. But yeah, I really started through acting at first.
Oh, okay, that's
from that. Up. Yeah, I like that shit really. But the funniest shit is like I hate taking pictures and all that shit. Like if I didn't really like doing all that acting and shit, like I would never like do pictures and shit. So even before the podcast, I was never posting shit. Like nothing. Like I don't like posting pictures. Like I'm low key. Like I'm private with my personal life. Like whatever people think about that or whatever. Because people always say like, oh, if you're proud of it, you'll post it. That's just not the same for everybody. Because I mean, some people post shit to look a certain type of way. And it looks proud, but you know him behind the scenes is like you really know, or him or her, whatever, you know really what they about.
We were just talking about that, like, yo, we don't act like that. Yeah.
You know, so it's like I'm not gonna put up a front. I mean, it's gonna be some point I'm gonna come around and I am gonna post, you know, personal shit about my life and shit like that. But like my daughter and thing, but it just be like, I'm not the biggest on posting my personal life. So
does that catch you heat with like your girl?
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, that have me looking crazy. And even if she was to relay that story back to somebody, they gonna think of that crazy. Yeah. And in my mind, I gotta tell myself, I'm like, I know how they looking at it from their standpoint, but I can't let that affect what I'm really about. Because I mean, I know I'm not out here doing nothing crazy. Mm-hmm. Like I know people who doing stuff crazy, and
allegedly,
and I'm not about that. Yeah, so it's like you just said, it's like, does that get you heat? Definitely. The fact that I don't do that has her thinking, times like, oh, well, are you trying to hide me? Are you trying to hide your daughter? Like, no, I talked about my daughter. I talked about you, like on plenty of podcasts before. It's nothing about that. Like I said, I'm just more personal I'm more behind the scenes with, I don't really like being out there with my personal life. So, I think as times go on, I'll get around to that. Just haven't adjusted to doing that. Like, how you feel about your personal life? Like, do you put that out?
I put out like the basic shit. Like,
what's basic to you?
Like my girl. If we go somewhere, like I'll take it. I like pictures. Like I like taking pictures.
Okay. See. So that's a big difference. See, I never was into taking pictures. Okay. Like never. Yeah. And even though I like acting and shit, I did it because that's something I enjoy doing. But as far as me having to take pictures and all that shit, but I never had a problem being in front of the camera. Like never.
Oh, okay.
But I don't like taking pictures. Like if I can avoid it, I will. And even though that's big. That's why I'm kind of glad, because my lady, she loves taking pictures. So like she take pictures of my daughter and
she's capturing those moments and shit.
Exactly. So if it was up to me, like I'm not gonna have a lot of moments. I have like a couple and stuff like that. But so that part, I am glad that she is doing that, because like I do when a relationship, it is like they should fill in parts where you don't.
Yeah. So like a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I don't be like, as far as like work shit and shit like that, unless I'm asked, like I don't ever go out of my way to tell people what I do for a living and shit. It's just like, that's just my work. Like that don't matter. That just pays the bills and shit.
And what you said, like you post your lady and stuff. Was that something?
I even fuck around. Like my last picture with her. Sorry to cut you off.
No worries.
It was a picture of us, and I put the caption I put, just to keep our relationship healthy. Like a little joke, because there's people who don't.
Right.
And they're like, you got to post it to keep your,
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, let's keep the healthy relationship by posting my girl. Okay. Yeah.
You might have to have me. I might have to come around to that, because now she gonna see this shit and she gonna be like, you see, he does it too. He does this. Like everybody, I know you watch you watch things on Instagram that like this guy tells you like, oh, if he doesn't post you, he doesn't love you.
Yeah.
That same guy can have so many side pieces. You don't even know him. You just know what he said for that thing. So it's
just
like
for the clip.
The
clicks and shit.
But hey, it is.
Y'all been together for a minute.
Oh man, I'm in minuto.
So like, I'm sure by now she's like, she knows you. She knows you, like how you move and shit.
That the funny thing is, I would honestly say yes, but I would honestly also say she would like to act like she don't.
Oh
yeah, she like to act like she don't know. Like, oh yeah, I didn't know you was going. Nah. It's been a minute, like but she likes to, but relationship is work, and it's gonna continue to be work, and I know that now, 100%. And I also know, kind of came to which is like, you kind of gotta, if you really want that to work and it's not working for y'all, if it's worth it, and this may sound, I don't know, macho for whoever it is, but as a man, if it's not working and it is worth it, you're gonna have to figure out how to lead to where y'all trying to go. Because like most women are going to follow after that. If they see a strong man in front of them and they looking like, okay, it's not working for us, they almost looking for you to tell me like, what are we supposed to do for it to work?
Like if you guys landed like on an island,
right?
They're going to be like,
well,
we gotta survive. Right. And you're like, well, I don't know either.
Right. So it's almost like, that's why it's like in a relationship, if you don't take it upon yourself, if it's not working to figure out where it got to go, it's almost not going to work. Unless you really got this crazy strong woman, great. But a lot of time, I feel like as a man in a lot of relationships and situations, you got to take it upon yourself to kind of lead the way, to show them like, okay, this is where we're trying to get to. So it's almost like a lot of time you got to do a lot of more work on that end, but I know a lot of women got to do a lot of fucking work in a relationship as well. So yeah, you know, I know a lot of women got to do a whole lot of goddamn work in relationship, and they got to put up with a whole lot of shit. I'm a better one, so I know a lot of the other ones got to put up with a lot of. I mean, even when it comes to like domestic violence, and,
that shit's nuts.
I mean, you know, that's and that's normal to some people. They like that's normal to me. I'm like, that's not normal.
You ever had that conversation?
As far as
like a domestic violence, you're just like, what are you saying?
Yeah,
like you hear yourself?
Right.
And to them, it's just like nothing.
Oh, that was Tuesday.
I have a homie, him and his ex, they used to fight a lot. He's like, yo,
and
I
how
just
do you
got
feel
out.
comfortable punching on her?
He's like, I just got out because I hit her. And then he's like, but I fucking sent her to jail last time because she hit me. And it's just like, yo, no, you shouldn't be together, right?
It's time to walk away.
Like, it's time to stop.
Yeah, because it's like when you keep on, and especially if it get physical, that's like when it get physical, it's time, because it's like it's gonna only start getting worse. And like if your excuse is, well, shit, she put her hands on me, and knowing me as a man, it's going. If she put her hands on me, I gotta leave.
Yeah,
like I gotta physically remove myself from the situation, because I mean, I'm not no small ass dude. So if I know if I put my hands
straight
on
to jail,
you know what I'm saying? If I put my hands on any female, she not gonna come out good. I don't give a fuck if she's big, but like she's not gonna come out. From that. So it's like I would.
I'm not even laughing at domestic violence. It's just it's facts.
It's
though.
facts.
Yeah.
It's like so. It's like I would rather remove my, no matter what, the women, though she slapped me, punched me, whatever. Let me leave, because at the end of the day,
you got it.
Yeah,
you won.
Yeah, exactly. You got me.
You got
Let me just get out of here.
Out.
Yeah, and most of the time when you leave, that hurt her more than a punch anyway. No lie, because it's like the fact that you left, that hurt her like emotion. Like people gonna get over a black eye and shit, but when you physically hurt somebody, that's gonna even hurt them even more from you actually leaving that shit. And like that hit didn't faze me, and I was able to leave you. That even affected them even more. So I know that as well.
I think of it like this: like I would never fight my homies, like even if we're yelling at each other, because I feel like once we cross that line, there's no repairing it for me. I'm like we've already disrespected each other to a limit where I don't want to come back. Yeah. So I'd rather not, you know. So you think of that same shit with like your girl, like I can't do that, because then there's a line that's crossed, and it's like there's no coming back. No. You'll always be like the dude that hit her and shit.
Exactly. And I never wanted to like experience nothing like that. Like I don't never want to be labeled as that. And plus I got a daughter, so it's like, what are you gonna be teaching her? If you gonna teach her, is that cool? Like you disrespecting her mom growing up like that? Like, oh, that was normal for us. Like now the nigga she with talking to her like that, and she think like, oh, this is how
mom and pops did it.
That's not it.
Because I know you'll probably go to jail for that.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like that's not it. So like I also gotta set an example for me raising my daughter for what she should be expecting out of somebody treating her type of shit. So it's like that's another thing. Damn. And they always say like being a girl dad and shit, it'd be like you gotta take on. I just think being a dad, period, you're gonna have to just, if you really want to be in your child's life, you're gonna have to take on a lot anyway.
Shit. I told my girl I want a girl first. I want to be a girl.
That's crazy.
Dad. Yeah.
What made you say that?
I don't know. I just feel like it'd be easier. And you're probably like, nah, you bugging.
No, and I can't say that yet because I only got a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm still in the process.
But it's scary. I think about that shit too. Like, I don't know if you think about it. I'm thinking about shit that like not even in my, realm yet of like, damn, this society we live in is nuts, bro. To like have a girl with like, like OnlyFans, like how normalized sexualizing these women is. Like, it's like not even, it's whatever, it's like, it's cool. And then you think like, that's somebody's daughter. That could be my daughter.
100. So myself, like, honestly, because I kind of, I grew up with just my mom's. I met my dad like when I was fucking like a few months ago, honestly.
Oh, damn, recently.
Recently. Yeah. So I grew up with my mom's. And that's no shot to my pops at all, because he didn't even know my pops. Like I had to go through, I had to go through a couple tests and shit, and it came out, oh, this dude. So that was that. So I grew up with my mom, and she kind of let me do me, and me and her got a relationship like super tight, like we dumb tight. So it's like I kind of wanted to do that same with my daughter. So like you was talking about OnlyFans and all those things, like I'm gonna let her make her own decisions, but I'm always be there to guide her along the way. But I can't make the decisions for her, because at the end of the day, if I try to do that,
The rebel or some shit.
You know what I'm saying? If I let her do her and like she figure it out, like, okay, damn, this is not working. I'm gonna be there and let you know, like, that's not the move. But I mean, I know at the end of the day, you're gonna make the decisions you want to make. I'm gonna be there. All those things that you saying like is scared of, I'm 100% scared of that shit. But I can't worry myself to death because I know I can't make decisions for her.
And there's like so much other shit to worry about too.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking like, yo, she might, like back in the days, it'd be like, man, if as a dad, it would be like a goal to not have my kid be on World Star.
Right.
And now it's like to not be a stripper. Like nothing against strippers, you know.
You just don't want your daughter out there.
Yeah, like
because you know what comes with that. I mean, you've been to a strip club, you know, homies have been to strip clubs. Like, you know what comes with somebody in a strip club.
Yeah, but then it's like you gotta let them do what they, you know. I'm a big believer on like people have to learn shit the hard way sometimes. Like,
even though you don't support it,
so life gotta beat you up sometimes and
yeah,
shit. Yeah, so.
Exactly. Because then that's what's gonna kind of
builds character.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying like whatever those trials and error we're gonna have to go through, I'm gonna be there. She gonna go through it, and we gonna figure this shit out.
It's terrifying though, man.
Like a motherfucker.
Terrifying, dude.
And man, and I just love my daughter so much. It's like I be getting emotional even just thinking about it. Like sometimes when I'm just holding my daughter and she just looking at me, I'm just thinking like, God damn, this is crazy. Like this is my daughter and she beautiful. I know everybody always say their kid's beautiful, and they show you some shit and they be like, oh God. She do look.
She look just like you. Oh, bless her heart.
But no, my daughter, she's beautiful.
Is your girl black too?
My girl's black and white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so she's light skinned?
Yeah, so her pops she like light skin. Yeah, but
so the white gene took a little bit more of the
I would say
genetic
features, but body, nah. Yeah, features like she I think she took more like her hair and like her facial features and stuff kind of took a little more of that, but still you could tell like when you look at her you'll be like, okay, she's mixed.
Oh, all right.
But yeah. Oh, she's gorgeous. She just get on my nerves a lot of the time. But
they always do, man.
Man, that be the thing. That's why you always gotta know like what it's almost like you just gonna you gotta take that shit.
You be like, listen. The other day we were in bed and like I rolled over or something and then she like rolled into my elbow.
In the face?
Yeah, and they hit her like in the cheek and she's like, and I was like, damn. And she's like, I'm gonna say you abused me. And I was like, that's just, God looking out. I was like, you owed me one.
See, but that's good. At least y'all can laugh about shit.
Yeah.
And that's big.
Sure.
That's big because I feel like in a relationship, you definitely got to have a friend before that's your lady.
Yeah, 100%.
Otherwise, you're working backwards and you trying to create a friendship
after.
Yeah, and that's a lot harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. But anyways, I don't know how we got there from you starting your podcast from acting.
It was
you don't
me
like taking
acting,
pictures.
Now taking pictures, and then I started the podcast from me acting. Then I actually stopped doing the acting because I got tired of going to LA back and forth. I was doing music videos and stuff like that. Like that, it was fun.
What were you doing in music videos? Shaking ass and shit?
He said shaking ass. He said, was I shaking ass in the music videos with the dun-dun-dun? Nah, I had like
I knew I saw you in Lil Nas X video.
No, I fucking had I was on a couple music videos. I had a role where most recent like I had a role where I was like I think I was like in an army or something. They had us like carrying guns and shit. It was like a rapper music video. And it had, I think it was like 22 Doug or something like that. And it had Black Youngster. It was actually fun. It was like I actually got in a scene where I was like fighting Black Youngster. He like jumped off his tire and like hit me. And I was supposed to have fell on the ground and shit. Like it was pretty funny.
Was the song good?
It was actually no.
The way you thought about it.
No, because I had to think back. I was like, what music? It was a while ago. It was a couple of years ago. But no, the song's actually straight. Like that was a part that was cool. Like actually on set on the scene and shit. And it was the song was straight. I was like, okay. And I wouldn't, if it wasn't, I would have been like, nah. Because I don't have to give them any cosign or nothing. Like they don't know me. So like, nah. The song was actually straight. Can I tell you what it was? Not at all.
Oh, okay.
No, I couldn't tell you what it was. But yeah, that was all from that. And I stopped doing that shit because I got tired of going back to LA, going back and forth. I was sleeping in my car some nights and shit.
Damn.
Cause like you on set for like hours and shit, and I gotta drive back home to San Diego. So no matter what, it's a 2-hour, 3-hour drive back home.
Easy.
So you like calculate, damn, am I gonna drive and risk falling asleep on the road, or am I just gonna sleep in the car up here and I drive home in the morning? So
that's smart.
Yeah, so a lot of time it was like, no, you gotta sleep in the car. I got tired. And then plus I have my daughter now. So I was like, okay, this is probably not about to start working right now. So then I'm out here in San Diego. I actually, the podcast sprouted from me just starting to name the Bigg Umbrella. And that was kind of like, I was doing something for like a nonprofit. I still trying to do that, make that legit. So that was like, I do something for homeless. I even did that before I even trying to get this going. So I collect clothes and water and shit like that, feminine products, socks and shoes and shit like that. And then I go out to downtown on like 17th and Imperial. They be really out there.
They be really deep.
Oh no, they be out there for real. Like I told a dude, he usually, I guess, like do stuff with homeless. I told him where I be at. He was like, fuck no, I ain't going over there. And he really like do stuff for homeless, but he was like, I ain't going over there. But so it kind of started from that. I was doing the homeless drive and I was giving people clothes and shit. And I had my homie come out who's now like in charge of the production behind the Bigg Umbrella. And had him come out and I like his ideas behind the videos that he wanted to do. So I was like, that's pretty straight. And then we started talking about, fuck, let's do it. We honestly, right after it was like, let's do a podcast. I was like, fuck it. I brought up, I was like, let's do a podcast. I was like, you got all the equipment and shit, like, and I have no problem being in front of the camera. And he was like, well, what do you want to do about it? I'm like, well, shit. I could just start highlighting San Diego, see what we got going on out here, and we can start from that. You start at home, because at least if shit don't work out for you, you got a home base. So I'm like, you could always go back home. So I thought about focusing on that. And I brought about the podcast. And then the first person who I even had on was Jazz. He's a producer. He's been a producer in like San Diego for a minute. Like people, I guess, who really like in there, like they know about jazz. Like he's been doing it for a minute. And that was the first person I had on. I think I was like ass on that first one. No lie. I think it was ass. But it was like, it was a learning experience.
Are you doing like interview style? Are you asking them questions?
My shit is more so honestly set up like this. Okay. It's a conversation. So like I don't have no script, no nothing, nothing. So it's really set up like just a conversation. And I feel like that's the best way for me to do it because it's natural. Like if I came with a script and shit, for me personally, and I don't want to fucking
nah, you take your shots.
You know what I'm saying? And this is not, and this is all talking about what I prefer for me to do and what works for me. I don't want to. I used to when I first I think the first 6 to 8 episodes to 9, I had probably like 5 topics that I had on the person that I wanted to. I had a paper and I had the shit, and afterwards I'm like, I don't think I like this shit no more. So after that, I just said, fuck it. Now I hardly even look up the person's info on the shit. I learned everything based off of that first experience. And it's been working like crazy. Like I have fucking 2-hour conversations with people and shit. Yeah. So it's like, it's been working out crazy like that for me. So that's the kind of style I've been going about it. Instead of setting it up like, what's your favorite? What's your top? Like, how about this? Whatever's going on. Like I don't need to do that. So I just go about it just like a regular conversation.
I'll fucking like look them up and be like, and then make like a mental note, like, oh, this might be interesting.
He actually seen this person, or
then I realized like the conversation is just flowing and I forgot to even bring up what I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
And it'll be outside when we're walking and I'm like, yo, man, I meant to ask you about like this, and they're like, oh fuck. Yeah, because the conversation just like flows and shit.
Bro, I be always, every time before I do this shit, I always tell them, and I have to say it every fucking time. I'm like, you're going to probably have to repeat this shit a lot. Because I'm like, we be talking before we even start like rolling. Yeah. And it just be flowing. I'd be like, damn, I fucked up. I shouldn't have started this shit. Because they're going to have to repeat it. They're like, no, I don't have no problem. I'm like, but in the end, it actually make it easier because they feel more comfortable because I already had a conversation with you. So it's like, oh, okay, I kind of got a vibe for this person. So in the end, it actually works out even though they have to repeat some things. But most stuff they don't have to repeat because it's a brand new question.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So what's the goal with this? Because I see you be highlighting, like you said, San Diego, right? Mm-hmm. But you be highlighting people, I don't want to say like people who have like a name, but kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like people who are doing something specific, like whether they be an artist or they got
a business,
they got some
a
type of business
or whatever. Yeah.
So that's what your like main focus is?
No, so mine, that was kind of like with the start of this. It was, and I mean, still, I'm going to continue just highlighting people that's doing stuff in San Diego. But I also got goals of, like, I want to do topic conversations. So that I got like certain people I want to bring on that. Some people I had on the podcast, some people who's never going to come on the podcast. that I'm gonna just have for the topics.
Yeah.
Like they cool with that because they like, I don't want to come to podcast, but I will come on if you have a topic about this.
Oh, I see.
Like that. So like I got people that I want to have on there. So they might not even have an Instagram at all. But the topics, I think that's gonna be like hella fun with that. Cause I mean, topics could just go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody got a story about something. So I'm gonna bring on people for topics, stuff like, but really even just with the podcast alone, it's kind of just, this is like a start. I want to do a lot, like way outside of the podcast. Like I want to, like me and my guy, we already talking about how we're going to have commercials for our own shit. Like we got something in the works. Like I'm going to be like an artist, but yeah, I'll tell you about that shit. But yeah, we got like some shit in the works. So it's like a lot that we want to do with this podcast. And it's like me and my guy from like production, my guy, Isaac, it's like we iron sharpen iron. Like we just started out with this shit, kind of getting your feet wet and just getting better and better at it. So we just got a lot that we want to do with this, like outside the podcast alone. And then I really want to go more on the business side of things and even getting like government contracting and shit like that. Like I said, with a nonprofit, I want to have a fitness. Like I want to have I want shit that's going to really create revenue. The podcast is going, obviously that's something I want to create revenue with as well. Like I want businesses that I can really create passive income. So it's like this is just a start for me, and who knows what it could bring for me.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like the type of guests you've been having. Like they're different, especially like, and I think it's important. And you know, I think it's important that like, because like I don't know if you knew this or how you felt about it, but when we met up for the podcast, like yo, there's a shitload of podcasts in San Diego. Like hella. I didn't even know that shit,
bro. That's just dope.
And it's dope, but it's like okay, like kind of. I was telling shout out to Grown Folk Podcast. I was like, it's cool because it kind of like put a spark in my ass.
Yeah, like
nah, you keep up, you know, like. Stay on the fucking neck,
and that's
like,
the fucking.
You can't slip behind now that you know that there's others out here. You know,
yeah.
While we're not doing the same thing, like the kind of people you interview or talk to that are not the ones that, even though now we know we have, but like we're not talking to the same people essentially, right?
Yeah.
It's more, mine is more like, come on here and just tell me some shit, you know? Like
I feel like, and I always said that, like even when, like you said. When we even did the meetup, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know people had a podcast. Like you said, that's like, oh.
And legit one, you know, like legit, like ain't on some bullshit, like good audio, videos and shit.
And it was like, what? It was probably like 5 of us that showed up there, but I was like, oh, this is dope. This is the type of shit I want. I want us to all like come at some type of table shit and be able to speak on this type of shit. So like that was cool for the first like thing like that. And like you said, that kind of really a spark on you, like keeping on your shit. Definitely. And like you was even just talking about, I feel people get caught up like, oh, I gotta mine gotta be better than this person. I'm like,
yeah. That
shit is stupid as hell to me because I'm like, it's a lane for everybody. It's like everybody not gonna fuck with your shit. Everybody not gonna fuck with that shit. So it's a avenue, and they might fuck with just both. So it's like it's an avenue for everybody.
Yeah, everybody can shine on it. So like I said, like we're not even doing the same. Like we're all doing podcasts, but we're not doing the same type of podcast.
Right.
Like you're highlighting certain things, and then there's like the other dudes who are like a team, and you know, so it's just all different. But it's kind of like a competitor. Like yo, like you see them doing good, makes you want to do good, and you know, and just like feed off each other's energy and shit. And
I don't never have a problem supporting that. That's my shit. Cause like the bigger all this shit get, that's the bigger it'll bring just views to San Diego, period. So it's like people get stuck on I gotta be better, I gotta be bigger. Like, I mean, be the best you could be for sure. You know what I'm saying? But don't make it like you gotta down somebody for you to come up.
You don't gotta turn off somebody's light to brighten yours and shit. Yeah,
and that's the shit that I won't get stuck on that type of shit. Like I mean, since we've been doing this, and I mean, you know how we got the fucking group chat and shit. I go and support whoever's putting that shit on.
Hey, you mad aggressive, bro.
Bro, it be like,
and it's not like I don't know you that well, but I've gotten to know you.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just your personality.
100%.
But if somebody don't know you, and they see that, they be like, damn, yo, chill the fuck out. Bro? Yeah, like
nah, I'm
what
chilling.
You mad about? And
nah, I'm good. I'm chilling. And that's funny, like you just said, like I don't know you, and I guess like that's your as I'm getting to know you, that's your personality. And that's 100%. And I just speak on like stuff like I'm more so just straightforward. So if like I'm trying to get something done, then I'm gonna speak on it. That's been like forever. I probably got in trouble with jobs and shit with that as well, because management say some shit out of pocket. I'm like, wait, that sounded weird. Like, wait, what? And we doing the whole Zoom and shit. I'm like, hold on, I got a question. That sounded weird. What did you mean by that? So like, I'm usually the one to speak. I don't speak on everything because everything don't need to be spoken on. But if it's something that I feel needs to be spoken, I'm usually the one to speak on it.
They're like, let him do it.
Yeah, I'm usually the one to speak on it because I usually don't have a problem. Because if I got a question about something, I'm ask. Yeah. So like you said, like it may come off as aggressive, and I haven't switched that up since forever. But because I mean, once somebody does get to know you, it's like, oh no, that's just how he is.
Just how people are, right? Like that dude Lex, I had him on the last episode, or. You know, like when we first met him, I was like, yo, chill out, bro. Like just very a lot, you know? It's like, need you to bring it. But then, you know, I've gotten to know him a couple times now, and I'm like, oh, he's chill. He's just, that's just who he is and shit.
See, and like you said, that was just our first impression. It was like, God damn, bro, you good? But then it's like, now that I got to, you know, we spoke a couple more times and this and that, it was like, okay, nah, he's actually cool. He's not tripping. This is just how he is. That's just how he is. And shit. It just takes some time to get to know somebody.
That's what I love about these podcasts, bro. Because I may know some of the people. It's funny because I did one with some girl who I've known him for years, and we sat here and we had a dope ass conversation. I was like, we've never talked like this, and I've known you for years. Like we've never had like an in-depth conversation, whether it was about just like life or whatever. But I was like, that shit is crazy. I like that because I get to kind of get to know people better than the superficial Instagram type shit.
Hella. And what made you even get more in an in-depth conversation with her during the podcast?
I be very curious, bro.
That's me.
That's
me. That's why my conversation.
I always have questions, you know, like, and I'm just not like aggressive about it. Like I'll be
like, I'm just not like you.
Yeah, I'm not an angry black man. So like she does like I see people do shit like on, you know, whether it be work or whatever, and I'll be like, oh man, I got questions, and what better to have them here than just like ask these questions and shit. And so I'm just nosy, but then like curious, you know. I just want
that'd be
like,
me.
Why you doing what you do?
That's exactly me. And
then I'll be like, because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, but don't you think people are gonna think this, you know? And like, and they'll be like, oh shit, like
I'm the same way. That's like me. Like if I have a question, I just ask it.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem asking the question, even though, because in my mind, I'm thinking already like I'm not coming with an ill intent, so that's why I don't have a problem asking. If it was something like ill intent, then I could see why I would see it like, yeah, I probably shouldn't ask that. But if I'm just really asking because I really wanted to know, then that's why I don't ever be.
You know, some people get like kind of offended.
Oh yeah,
they'll feel like you're attacking them. It's always got to be like, yo, like no disrespect. I'm just like, I just don't know this, so
respectfully,
I'm gonna ask, right? Like I had a girl who she homeschools her kid. I was like, did you do good in school? Because I'm thinking you're gonna teach them shit you know, and if you don't know that much, like, we gonna hurt this little man's like, future. And she's just like, no, they give you curriculum, you teach them the same shit. I was like, oh, see, I didn't know that. I thought it was just a bunch of dumbass people teaching their kid to be dumb too. Like my fault, you know, like
and my girl grew up homeschooled as well.
Oh, okay,
until I think like 9th grade.
So she probably like I didn't know these things, so like I'm ignorant to the topic, but I'm gonna ask. I'm like, oh, while I got you here,
exactly. That's me. Like you said, like if you hear and that's something I don't know about, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
So she wasn't offended by it.
Nah. Oh, but I was like I'm not trying to diss you or anything. I'm just curious because I'm thinking like homeschool. They don't learn that social dynamic that you learn at school. You know, you don't get into the little fights or whatever that you kind of need.
You got to get in. I feel homeschool just take you out from a social setting, and
exactly
it kind of have you off to the side, not used to them being able to talk to people really.
Yeah.
And I never had that issue. Like, I mean, I was in public school from the jump.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I feel like me being able to talk to random people and have conversations is from that.
That's the same thing, you know,
because I wasn't behind a screen or at home.
I was out there with people.
I was out there.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking like, you can't do that to kids, man. They need to be, because bullying is tough.
They got to get
Imagine he finally do it and be like, oh, his mama taught him. And it's like,
right.
Now he getting bullied.
Right. And then it's like and it sucks to even say, I mean, not everybody, you got to experience bullying, but you just got to experience other people.
Yeah.
Because everybody not gonna be nice to you, and that's gonna tell you like how the world is gonna be. Like you gonna figure that out from jump
immediately.
Yeah, you go to goddamn elementary school. There's kids are mean. Like what the hell? Yeah. So you gonna figure it out early, and you need to.
Mom could be mean, but she loves you,
right? And she gonna hug you afterwards, might even and
discipline you,
cook for you,
but tell you like, you know why I did that? It's because I love you. Blah blah blah. Outside, they just want to hit you because they don't like you,
and they're gonna be mean every day.
They could be mean every day.
Yeah.
And if you're nice, they're gonna be meaner.
Oh yeah, until you show their ass, I'm gonna show you why you're not gonna be mean to me.
Yeah. So that's why I'm just curious, and so the podcast was just like, I want to ask people shit that I don't know about. And if I can get it from the horse's mouth, even better.
And that's how I kind of take it about it with mine. That's what all the different guests I have on. Like, I've been soaking up like crazy. That's even brought me to kind of tune in more to business aspect or business side of things. Because I kind of touch up with other people that I had on, and they doing stuff outside of what I've been talking about. And they tell me like, oh no, take this route, do this. It's like people kind of mentor me.
That's good.
Yeah, there's a guy like dude. I even told him like Dizzy, like he's like low key like mentoring me, like he's helping me along the business side of things, and like he be busy as hell. So when he give me that time, I'm like, oh shit, that's what's up. I be wanting to like tap in with something like that, but I have trust issues. As far as what?
Maybe not sending me the right way, or not feeding me the right information, or if I kind of try to pass it on to somebody to be like, like you handle this part of it, and it's like, you hear like the shit where people get screwed and shit, and I don't want to be put in that situation. And I'm one of those people that was like, I just want to do everything myself. Like I'm here recording, editing, but I can't.
Yeah,
doing everything as much as I can. But there's just some things that I don't have any experience in, so it's kind of hard. And then I have like the trust issue where like, nah, I feel like always somebody's trying to come up on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because I was like,
no, I feel you on that, because I be thinking that to myself as well. But at the end of the day, like you said, you can't do everything yourself.
Yeah.
So having somebody else and putting your trust in somebody, I mean, obviously you're going to have to try it. And if you get fucked over, you're going to get fucked over.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to try it, because that is maybe something that's holding you to get into the next level. It's like now that you got somebody doing this, it's like, that's taking off my plate. Now I can put my time into this.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're going to have to gain that trust for somebody.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
it's tough though, man.
No, 100%, because I'm low key the same way. But the vibe that I got from dude, and in my mind, I mean, obviously he could be seeing something outside of, or anybody could see outside of what I'm thinking, has nothing to gain over me right now. He has all his own shit.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I mean, he's already doing this shit. Like, what does he have to really gain from steering me the wrong way? And just how he presented himself to me, I had no reason to think otherwise. Now, if in the end something else happened, I mean, that's what happened.
Live and learn.
Right, but as of now, nah, like he's like hella trying to just.
That's what's up, man. I definitely need I be lacking that, like, for lack of a term, confidence. So like, it's kind of like I don't know, like a lot of people who do art and shit like that don't know how to put like a value to their shit, because they just do it because they love it. You know what I mean? So then when they ask them like, yo, how much for that painting or whatever, they're just like, like, and they always give like a low ass number, right? Because they don't feel like they don't want to screw nobody over.
Right.
I feel like I'm there. So I'll be like, yo, sponsor this shit. And they're like, how much? I'm like, I don't know. Because I don't have nothing to compare it to, which is, I think it's cool now that we have like all the other podcasts, because we could be like, yo, what you doing? What you, like.
And that also make me think about like with the podcast shit, like, where do you want to take it? Yours, yeah.
I just like, honestly, I was just thinking about this the other day, and I was like, let's say we have a kid.
Me and you.
Yeah.
We have a kid. Okay.
Yeah, a little mixed baby.
Okay. So now
me and
he's
my
black
girl
and
have a
Mexican,
baby.
and he tall as fuck.
Hopefully, and
handsome
D1 athlete.
Yeah.
Nah, so like, let's see, me and my girl have a kid. Like, I don't know how long I'm gonna be on Earth. I could be gone tomorrow or whatever. I think it's cool that kid, or even my niece is 3, right? I have a god kid, he's 4, he's about to be 4. They could be like, yo, your Uncle JONA was cool as fuck, and then be like, where can we show this?
Show me.
Come listen to my conversation, so you could get to know like a little bit of who I was. Like, because if I'm old and forgetting shit, I can't tell you my funny stories, but you can go back and listen to them.
You can see it.
And be like, damn, he was, he had a cool vibe and shit like that. So I think that's cool, that I'm leaving like like a documentary of like, because I'm telling my stories of my shit that I've gone through in my life.
Yeah.
And having conversations. I'm like, they could go back and listen to this shit.
Yeah.
Like, if I do go, my girl misses me, she can watch the episode and be like, I'm right here.
Yeah. I actually like, I'm about to kind of take a left with mine, and I want to get my grandma on a podcast. My grandma's 90 years old or 91 and sharp as a tack. So I'm trying to get my grandma on there, because that's going to be something that my family and my daughter and whoever else watch the podcast could see like forever. Like, that's going to be a gem. Like, that's going to be probably one of my top. Because like I said, my grandma's 90. She's not going to be here for too much longer. So we get that like forever. That's like, man, that's like crazy, because
it's always there. You know what I mean? Like, how many times would you like to remember a conversation you had with like somebody you fuck with, or like a homie, a family member, and you can't? Like,
right.
You're just going off memory and shit.
What the hell we was talking about, but that shit was funny.
I think that's what cool is about this new era. Like, you can document everything.
Yeah.
And upload it for free.
Exactly.
And it's there. Like, it's always going to be there.
Exactly.
That's just dope.
As far as with the podcast going, do you have goals as far as financial goals that you want to obtain with the podcast?
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Yeah, it could be extra income, but it's like, if I could just do something I like, not have to worry about like any other shit, that'd be dope.
Well, what are you doing to get to that for them to be paying you?
Right now, I'm just building it up,
you
know, because like any other thing, when you present something, you gotta be like, okay, cool, you have an idea,
right?
Where's like,
why am I going to invest in this product?
Show me what you've done. Like, show me. So I'm trying to build that up first. Trying to get like something to show me. Like, yo, this is how many downloads I got. How many views I've gotten. You know, like, look at the production. It's only gotten better.
What's been like a down? What be like the most depressing shit for you in the podcast? Because I'm new to this shit. What
be like getting to me?
Yeah.
Funny, bro. My girl, we were just talking about that. Because I was like, I recently upgraded my camera. You know, I made my camera that I have for photography into something that I can record podcasts with. So for crisper images, right? But I'd be like, there's podcasts out there who have that already. And I'll be getting on myself like that. Like, damn, bro, like, you got to do better. You know, and then sometimes it gets to me and I'll be like, man, I'm going to fucking just throw all this shit on offer up. I'm done, dude. Like,
you be feeling like that?
Yeah. I was just telling somebody else, I was like, I'm my worst enemy. My worst. Like, nobody can criticize me worse than myself. Like, whatever you say, you be like, oh, you suck. I'm like, yeah, all right, tell me that shit every day. You don't have to tell me. I know that. You know, so, but it also motivates me to like do better.
What do you feel you could be doing better?
Probably just right now, the production. Yeah. Because I feel like my conversations are chill. They're cool.
Right.
You know, I just want to enhance the experience for whoever's watching or listening and shit.
Well, shit, they watching for a reason anyway. So that means they already tuned in because they was tapping in like with you. Anyway, they found your page some way. Yeah.
But I like when I listen to a podcast, if it sounds like shitty, I be like, I can't do that.
The audio is like so
the audio
major.
Is important, yeah.
It's like if somebody didn't even want to watch it on YouTube and they just wanted to listen to it. If the audio is shit, they like, I don't want to listen to this shit. This sound like something somebody's not serious.
Yeah, like they're just like fucking around.
Yeah, like I don't
like,
want.
Would you put a Nokia phone in the middle? And
right, you feel
like,
unless you just super popping or whatever, they're like, okay, cool, I know who this is. But if you just trying to get it really going and your audio is just trash, that ain't the move.
It's not gonna work. Yeah,
that's not the move.
Also, too, like I don't have nothing to compare it. So when people tell me like, how's your podcast going? I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's going. Like, there's not like a chart that we can be like, if you here, you good. If you have this many followers, you good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have, that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I don't if I look at my subscriptions, like this dude who does shoe reviews, he does like sneaker reviews. One day, 45,000 views. And I'm like, one day for me, 90 to 100, I'm like, yeah, I can't compare myself to that.
Right. And I funny because like I even did that same shit. Like you said, like you see somebody, they put their video out 1 million views in 3 days. Like, obviously that's the bigger ones. That's like something like that. But so it's hard to compare yourself to something like that they've been doing it for 10 plus years. And you know what I'm saying? They obviously are established brand. But that's also something to look up to. It's like, I honestly, not even the views for me. It's more so.
I'm just like my reach.
That's
like,
me.
Where's my reach at?
Yeah, that's my shit. Like I want that. It's like, and not even. I'd rather have the money than to be famous. Because
I don't want fame.
Me, I don't. I still want to be able to go to Walmart and all that shit and go wherever you want to go to eat and all that shit. Because
You thinking about way different. I'm thinking about like, I don't want somebody to be like, yo, Jonah bumped into me one day and like, I'm gonna sue his ass, cancel him. And I'm like, damn, bro, I don't want that.
Like mine is more so just, you still want that privacy.
Yeah.
But once you like,
your girl gonna be like, you still trying to hide me, huh? All right.
And at that point, it ain't going. It's like it is no hiding because it's like now people are spying on you.
Yeah.
So I mean, I will hope to never have to get to that. But I mean, obviously, if success comes with what you're doing, then people gonna get to know you.
Should be dope, man. See hopefully. Whatever it brings and shit.
Hopefully, I see what happens with this shit. Yeah,
that's just dope, man. I do appreciate you coming out, man. I won't keep you too longer. I know it's a school night.
He said a school night. Don't even trip, bro. It's all good.
Your girl's gonna be like, "Where you at?"
No, yeah, she know. I'll let her know for sure.
Oh, you did? All right,
yeah,
that's good.
No.
Communication's key, bro.
Oh, bro, that's that right there. That's how I would say is a staple in a relationship. Like you got to communicate for real. I
was just talking to somebody because they were like, "Hey, yo, your girl don't trip sometimes," and I'm like, "Nah, you know what? One night I was out till 5 a.m. Didn't even know it was 5 a.m.
Doing a podcast?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just out partying or whatever. And she called me and she's like, "Babe, where you at?" And I was like, "Oh, we're at."
At least she said, "Babe."
Yeah, she's not my government name.
She didn't say,
"Motherfucker."
What the fuck? Where you at?
She was like, "Where you at?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm at what's his name's house?" I was like, "Why? What happened?" She's like, "It's 5 a.m. I was like, "Yo, fuck! I didn't know that. Like, I got lost track of time." And she's like, but she wasn't even tripping. She was just wondering because my boy was with me and he had knocked out. But his girl was blowing him up, like wondering where he was.
Oh, so then she had to relay the message.
Yeah, and she's like, "What's her name's looking for your boy?" And I was like, "Oh, he's asleep."
Yeah.
She's like, "She don't know that." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I can see that being an issue."
Right.
Yeah, my bad. So but it was like she wasn't even mad that I was out. She was just like, "Yo, like now I'm being bothered."
See, but the fact that you got that, like a lot of people don't. So it's like the fact that you got that, that's like big on her end, and low key, like she believe in you.
Yeah.
I mean, because like you said, they always ask you, "Girl, don't get mad at you for doing this shit." She believe in what you're doing.
Yeah. So she's my biggest supporter. I fuck with my girl. So like the other day, I hit 1,000 followers organically.
Hey, I feel you. Hey, for real.
I saw when he put that, I was like, facts.
Hey, that's real though. Cause I was like, bro, this shit is happening. Like I didn't buy him or nothing. Like this shit is happening. Like as I'm going, like I see there's a follower today. It's a 2 or 6. I even went over a little thing. I was like, oh shit, okay, you actually had 10 in a day. You had 8. Oh, you had the next day. It was always just continuous, like going. I'm like, that's growth.
Yeah, she took a screenshot and she's all, "Yeah," I was just like, "Thanks, babe." It's like that serious, man.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
But she's just like my cheerleader, which is dope, man.
It's always good to have a support system behind you, especially somebody believing actually what you're really doing.
Would you ever do one with your girl?
Ella.
Yeah, you should, man. I've done a couple with her.
I told her I will do it with her. She just kind of like
shy.
Hella. She an introvert.
Oh, y'all start fighting on them.
Yeah, she an introvert. She might not, but I feel like I said, if you really believe in your relationship, then you're gonna work at it. What's been one of your like craziest people you had on? Have you ever had anybody who like you had a bad experience?
A bad experience
that you had on here, like they came in your house and you had a bad experience with them?
Nah, there's been somewhere like they were tipsy and they got a little bit like there was moments of like uncomfortableness, but it wasn't like ill-willed. It was just like they're on a different tip. They're on a different tip than me. Like if we were all on the same, it'd probably been like
that was normal,
whatever. But because I was sober and they weren't, it was probably just like a little bit of like. But you push through it and you're like, whatever. I'm gonna keep it. Like I can't be like, oh my god, I'm feeling.
Yeah, I'm not gonna live on this moment.
Yeah, it's just. But nah, I've never had nobody. Nah, thankfully.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, it's here. So that'd be my biggest. I'm just like, they know where I stay type shit.
There has been a couple times where people bring somebody.
Oh no.
And that's uncomfortable. Like it's not uncomfortable. It's just like they become a distraction. So like, let's say your girl was here and you're telling me something, you'll be like, "Huh, babe," and like the conversation isn't here no more.
Yeah.
It's like this, but they're not even on mic. So that I don't like. But sometimes it's like whatever. I mean. You're here.
Right. And like you said, like that's distract. And then it's almost like, especially if it was some like your lady or something, you almost gotta now appease her.
You gotta include like
right.
Yeah.
It's like,
and then people watching are like, who the fuck are they talking to?
Right. So it's just like I get that part as well on that shit.
Yeah,
sure.
But it's. Have you had one yet where this pissed you off?
Not pissed me off. It was more so just like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, it was like, this shit is weird. Like, it was. And it was only one that was like different, like a motherfucker. Like, they low key, like, I guess they thought we was like gonna come on there and just promote their album or something like that. But I told them already from the jump street, like that's not what I'm on. I'm not. I mean, obviously we'll touch on what you got going, but that's not what I'm on. So the interview was just kind of just a little off, but it's gonna be coming out pretty soon. So.
Yo, you just remind me. I had one where some girl was on here. I don't know, like when I was like, "Yo, come on, let's chit chat." If she thought like, "Oh, only about me," you know, like.
So like you said, oh, we're gonna talk about my album.
Yeah, she was just on here like, you know, I'm single. I was like, all right,
great, what else?
Like, okay.
Oh, that's the end of the interview now.
Yeah, like, and I gotta sit there and edit. I'm like, got that out.
You know, I'm single. Okay.
I've also had some where like a guy I knew was on here, and the way he was talking, I was like, this ain't
bro,
true,
you don't even
bro.
fucking talk like that.
Not even like, that's not how you talk. Like, you don't think like that.
Yeah.
So like, I can't. Like, I'll be like,
like, bro, I know the real you. So for me to get on here to act like this is really you, I'm faking it now. Like, like you the homie that's like you don't never come out all of a sudden you on the pod. Bro, what's up? I'm fucking out here. I'm doing my motherfucking thing.
Making
dude.
racks. It's
bro,
like,
I got bitches on bitches on bitches on bitches on. Bro, you stay at home with your mama. Yeah, but I still got bitches on bitches.
Got the Hellcat right now, and it's like
bro,
I picked you up.
You Ubered here, bro.
Like what?
Bitches on bitches on bitches on.
Yeah. I got like 10 shorties right now. I was like, oh, what? Those are like the uncomfortable ones because like the nature, like the normal thing for me to do is always have my boys back and be like, yeah, you got
bro,
bitches.
I know you got bitches on bitches on bitches.
Tanya, right? Yeah. But inside I'm like, don't do this to me.
Like, now I got to be a clown with you.
Yeah.
It's like, God
now it's
damn.
a circus show.
Yeah. Now, like you said, now I got to be a clown with you because it's like, I know that's not you, but you my boy, so I know you got bitches on bitches on bitches.
So those I'll be like, nah, I didn't make the cut. Like, oh, it got deleted and shit. Like, you don't have like a vision, but you have like an idea of what you want. And if it's not there, it's just like, I'm sorry, man. Like,
that's exactly it. Like you said, I don't have a vision for how it's supposed to go, but it's like I know
what I don't want.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't want.
Because we done like shit. I think we like 60 episodes in.
God damn,
yeah,
bro.
We started in fucking November, and I think we like 60, if not a little 60 more episodes in. But once we finish this week, we'll have like, we got one like every day next week. So we'll probably have like a high 60 or 70.
You don't get exhausted?
Hella. But that's why I do it just for those selected months. So we don't have to do it no more.
Oh, yeah.
And then if we do something, it's like, now how I said we're going to do the topics and shit like that. We're going to start incorporating other shit within the podcast. Then that'll be easy because I'm not doing it every single day back to back.
Yeah.
But once we do it, like when we have the months where we just grind, it's like one every day. And then on the weekends, the most we done on a weekend was 4.
You did 4 in a weekend?
Yeah.
Nah, you bugging.
Yeah.
Bro.
It was like one of them we did 3 in one day, and then it was 1 on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was like
3 on one day.
Yeah. So we had it in the morning, we had 1 in the afternoon, and then 1 later that night.
I get, I think it just goes to like, you're really trying to do something with it.
Oh, like a motherfucker.
And I'm over here just like, I'm just trying to have like conversations with like different type of people.
No, but that's you doing it as well. That's like we just said, we just talked about how it's a lane for something different, everything like that. And it's work ethic and everything different. So it's like, I love to learn from other people that's doing it as well. And you've been doing this before I've been doing this. So that's obviously, I'm able to soak up game from all type of shit. That's me. I'm a sponge when it comes to this shit. So that's why I don't ever have no problem asking for questions, something I don't know, for help, whatever. It's like, that's just soaking up game for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, shit, let them know where to find you at the Bigg Umbrella 2Gs on Instagram.
There we go. Like he just said, you can find me on Instagram, The Bigg Umbrella Podcast. That's big with 2 G's. I'm going to repeat that. That's big with 2 G's. The Bigg Umbrella Podcast. That's where you can find me, definitely. So it's that on Instagram, TikTok. My Facebook is kind of funny. I ain't too big on Facebook. I'm trying to figure out that whole thing. But it's the same thing on every platform. YouTube, Spotify, The Bigg Umbrella Podcast, big with 2 G's. There
you go. I appreciate you coming on, man. It's dope to get to talk to
yes, indeed.
to other podcasters, my bad, man. And
yes, indeed.
Have conversations and shit.
No problem. I appreciate you inviting me on, man, because I know you be having this shit, man, be having me dying. Like, and I be seeing a lot of people even be posting like how they be laughing and shit. Like, I love seeing that shit. So, like I said, I'm always support. So, I appreciate you bringing me on, bro.
Nah, I appreciate it. Until next time, hit him, follow him. You know, subscribe to his channel, everything. Watch his videos, his interviews. Hella interesting guests for sure.
Please do.
They're not all ratchet like mine. You know, we brought the ratchet out of him today. I appreciate you guys. Until next time.
Definitely.
Peace.
Yeah, you looking for me, you can find me at the spot. Chopping it up with JONA, we talking about what's hot on the block. Up in Dago, man, we bumping. Keeping it confidential, you know this how we coming, we ain't friend. Looking for that real, better tune in and stick by. Put on for the city every time that I dip by. Getting to that gritty every time that we sit down. Promise you it's real every time that I get round. Come on. Been in the field playing, we